To make your foil boat, you need the following supplies: a 30 by 30 centimeter sheet of aluminum foil, a standard piece of paper, notebook paper would be fine, 4 drinking straws, a metric ruler, scissors, and 30 centimeters of tape. Begin by practicing with your piece of notebook paper. With a foil boat, it is crucial that you make watertight corners. So we're going to practice with the paper first to assure that we can make proper corners. Notice that I folded it diagonally as if I were making a paper airplane. Use your scissors to cut off the excess. This should leave you with a piece of paper roughly 20 by 20 centimeters in size. If you fold it diagonally the opposite direction, and then use your ruler and a pen or pencil to mark the same distance inside each edge. Now I'm just using the thickness of the ruler. You could measure in a set amount. This would be the height of the sides of your boat. According to the rules, you must begin with 20 by 20 centimeters of foil. This can be accomplished by cutting your foil down to the size of this paper or by folding. Once this is accomplished, you can make your boat any size. However, it can't be smaller than the smallest size shown. So each of these bands represents the sides. This will form my corner right here. Begin by folding along each of the lines you just drew. The goal of this project is to design and build a boat that is stable and watertight, that will allow you to calculate, using Archimedes' principle, the maximum cargo held. So now I have creases along every line drawn, as well as a crease that goes diagonally from this corner to this corner. This is the crease where my fold will occur. Let me show you how to make a fold for a corner. I'm going to bend this side up, that would be one side, and this would be the other side. And this crease right here that's naturally formed when you bring those two up, this little point, simply gets folded over, as you can see here. Okay. When this is done properly, this line lines up with this line, and they touch one another. Also, when folded properly, if you look on the outside, you'll notice that this edge is lined up even with the edge of your boat. Now, it isn't necessary to fold your foil diagonally all the way across. This was simply done to make these folds quick and easy. But again, I'm going to pinch here in the corner, I'm going to bring the sides together, and I'm going to fold this around and make sure that the edge is level. If this edge drops below, like you see here, that would result in water leaking in at this point. So once the water level reaches this point, the boat would begin to sink. It's important that it stays up here. You can then use your tape to tape all along this edge. Remember that the tape is a precious commodity. Do not waste it for unnecessary locations. So now if you want to repeat this on the foil, you have a couple of choices. Your boat does not have to be a square, but you have to begin with this amount of foil. So you can either use this and mark each corner. I would recommend a ballpoint pen or felt tip pen. Mark the corners first lightly or you'll tear the foil. Then use those corner marks to connect each corner, creating a piece of foil this size. Simply use your scissors to cut it down to size. The alternative method is making a slightly smaller but thicker boat. by folding your foil in half. And again, we want to have the foil as smooth as possible. Smoothness allows the tape to adhere better. Now the foil can't be any bigger than this. You could line it up with an edge and cut it off, or I'm going to use the middle section because it is the smoothest part of this foil. And I'm going to line that up like so. I'm going to use a ballpoint pen to lightly draw a line on both sides. Oops. And cut off the excess. So I'm beginning with a piece no larger than 20 by 20 centimeters. Your boat must be a square or a rectangle in size, or you will not be able to use simple math to calculate its volume. Yes, we could calculate the volume by filling the boat with water. However, if it leaks, then we've already destroyed our boat, and most boats cannot withstand being filled with water. They would fall apart anyway. So I'm going to begin with this size, and then I'm going to decide how much I want to fold in each side. Perhaps I want to make this a little bit shorter. That's okay, but you shouldn't begin with a piece smaller than about 15 by 15. Any smaller than that, and you're going to be smaller than the size restrictions. So I'm going to make this 15 by 15. That's going to make my math real easy. All four sides will be equal. And we'll remember that when we're calculating the volume, it's length times width times height. The only side that will be different will be the height of the boat. And I think I'm going to make the height of my boat about 3 centimeters. So I measure in 3 centimeters from each side. Now previously I just used the thickness of the ruler, the width of the ruler. Now I'm going to make it a little bit less. 3 centimeters in from each side. Every wrinkle can present problems, so it's important to keep it as smooth as possible. It should start to look just like the paper design we made a little bit ago. And one more side. Alright, this should look just like the other design. Now remember that when I fold to create my corners, it's going to be folding right along these diagonal lines. Again, you'll notice that I didn't fold the foil all the way across diagonally. That's not necessary. All we need is the very corner where the fold will occur. So once again, I will fold along the lines I just drew. All sides should be equal in height. That's why I measured on all 4 sides. If you press too hard when you're drawing your lines, you will cut right through the foil, and then you'll have to use some of your valuable tape to repair. And you don't get extra supplies on this. All you get is what was described at the beginning. 30 centimeters of tape, and it does go quick, particularly when you use it to reinforce the boat. So now I'm going to fold this diagonally, just as we did the other design, trying to get these 2 corners to line up. Nice point there, and then fold it over. And I have a corner. You need to repeat this for all 4 corners. Make sure your sides are nice and square. And once that's completed, then you may use your straws and any remaining tape to support the boat structure. The rules say that the straws must be used on the inside of the boat only. They cannot be covered in foil. and they cannot be used as pontoons support outside. You may seal off the ends if you like. You may pinch and insert one inside the other, like so. And of course you may fold to create a framework inside the boat that would give it strength. There's a number of ways of accomplishing this, and that's where you get to be creative. Once your boat is constructed, your next step will be to make some calculations and predictions. You'll have to calculate the average weight of cargo, the volume of your boat, and the weight of your boat will be measured using a triple beam balance. Once those things are accomplished, then you'll be able to make a prediction about the number of pieces of cargo your boat can carry. The closer you are to your prediction, the higher your grading. Good luck.